My sugar daddy took me to a charity gala where I ended up brawling with his first love. He yanked me out of the catfight by my elbow. I glared at him through disheveled hair. Taking sides. Huh? His silence spoke volumes. I ripped off my diamond ring and hurled it at his face. I'm dumping you. Chapter 1. For 3 years. I'd been Jason's kept woman. The billionaire heir with model looks and bedroom skills paid my bills in exchange for one rule: no kissing scenes in my acting gigs. It limited my roles and earned me sneers of prude from industry peers. But I didn't care. I played by the rules, until tonight. The trouble started when Jason insisted I attend Brian's engagement party after 3 months apart during my film shoot. I'd been avoiding his elite social circle. But damn if I didn't miss him. Big mistake. Emily stood by the champagne tower like she owned the place, Jason's childhood sweetheart freshly returned from Europe. My escape to the Rose Garden got ruined by Jessica, the tabloid queen who'd been smearing me for years. Dragging Emily along. Shouldn't trash be kept in dumpsters? Jessica sneered, examining her manicure. Emily sighed. You dragged me here for this? Patience. Let's enjoy the fresh air while putting this gold digger in her place. Jessica's venomous smile widened. So, when's the Wilson-Taylor merger happening? Summer wedding? Negotiations are finalizing. Emily's tone could frost champagne. Perfect. Some trailer trash should crawl back to her meth lab family. Oh wait, her daddy already lost a leg in that construction scandal. Didn't he? I slapped her twice before realizing I'd moved. Jessica staggered, shrieking. Emily stepped between us. Are you insane? This is the Song's estate. My parents' honor isn't up for discussion. I hissed. Chaos erupted. Later, hotel security would review footage showing Jessica lunging first, Emily accidentally spilling wine down my dress, and my fist connecting with Emily's nose. But when Jason's group found us, it looked like 3 feral cats in a Burberry trench coat fight. Jason hauled me away by my ruined Alexander McQueen straps. Emily stood pristine except for smudged lipstick. Her family owns the venue. He finally barked when I demanded why he'd separated us unevenly. The Cartier ring he'd given me left a scratch on his cheekbone. We're through. I fled in a taxi, tears ruining my $500 eyelash extensions. 3 years. 3 years of swallowing every dig at my background. Every snicker about the trailer park kid turned mob princess. All for him to defend his fiancée in waiting. His calls blew up my phone. I answered once. You've got 7 days to move out of the Hamptons house. The block button never felt sweeter. The concierge at the plaza raised eyebrows at my torn dress but said nothing. Let the tabloids come. For the first time in years, I breathed free. After cooling off from the shower, I began sensing something wasn't right. A kept woman daring to kick out her sugar daddy. I must be the first in history. My boldness towards Jason kept growing, though I'd been all timid nerves when we first met. Our initial encounter happened at a charity gala where my agent forced me to schmooze directors and investors. My family hadn't always struggled. Dad's construction accident changed everything. Not only did he lose a leg, but our savings vanished into worker compensations. With crushing debt looming, I'd signed a predatory contract with a sleazy talent scout, only to get trapped doing liquor-fueled networking instead of acting. That night, I followed Jason Wilson into the hotel corridor after he abruptly left the VIP lounge. Sir? My voice trembled as I addressed the broad-shouldered man towering over me. Could I be yours? He glanced down with amused detachment. Do I look like easy prey? Why, you're the most handsome. I blurted, neck heating under his cologne-scented shadow. When his smirk widened, I desperately added, and kindest looking. Flattery won't fix your terrible judgment. He chuckled, turning away. The door's heavy thud echoed my sinking heart. Back inside, Merlot splashed across designer suits as I fought off a producer's wandering hands. Glass shards bit my palm when I smashed a champagne flute against his thigh. Through drunken shouts, the suite door reopened, revealing Jason's silhouette. Coming? His bored tone instantly silenced the room. I stumbled into his Armani-clad chest, shivering until his driver delivered us to a high-rise penthouse. That first night, I emerged from steamy bathroom clouds clutching a towel. Jason lounged on Italian leather, shirt unbuttoned to reveal collarbones that made my throat dry. When I dropped the terry cloth, he simply red-raped me with a laugh. Eager little songbird. Aren't we? I don't know how this works. I stammered, crimson-cheeked. His thumb brushed my lower lip. Try sleeping first. Unless you need bedtime stories? Panicked. I clung to his neck. Stay. The mattress dipped hours later when he finally joined me, his warmth silencing my tremors. For weeks afterward, I compulsively checked news feeds. No arrest warrants. Just whispers about a disgraced director fleeing the country. My slave contract vanished, replaced by a boutique agency's golden ticket. Now gazing at Jason's sleeping form, I traced the scar across his knuckles from that fateful night. The monster who terrified me now breathed softly against my hair, his arms a paradox of danger and safety, somewhere between fleeing cops and dismantling my nightmares. This ruthless prince became my unlikely sanctuary. These past 3 years, Jason had always secured the most suitable resources for me. I climbed steadily from a D-list actress to a rising B-list starlet. My family's debts were cleared. My parents opened a small shop back home. Everything seemed to be looking up. Only I knew the truth, things were spiraling downward because I kept falling deeper for Jason. He was my benefactor. Yet I kept mistaking him for a lover. When did it start? I couldn't pinpoint the moment. Loving Jason came too easily. Waking the next morning, I found hundreds of missed calls, mostly from my agent, Manager Chin. My sleepiness vanished when her booming voice crackled through the phone. Sweet baby Jesus. You're alive. Do you have any idea what you've done? What happened last night? Bewildered, I checked the trending topics while still on the call. Hashtag Sophie Turner slaps Jessica Chin. Hashtag Sophie leave Hollywood. Hashtag cancel Sophie. Someone had filmed last night's altercation with Jessica, but only the edited clip of me lunging at her circulated online. Closing my eyes, I explained the full context to Manager Chin, including ending things with Jason. No more safety net. After a weighted pause, she sighed. Lay low this week. Don't touch socials. I'll handle damage control. Reviewing the viral clip later, I noticed the suspicious camera angle, deliberately framed to exclude Emily standing nearby. The comments section raged. Look at Sophie's resting bitch face. Who does she think she is? Rumor has it some sugar daddy's been bankrolling her mediocre career. Insider tea, she's just some rich guy's discarded stand-in since the real deal came back. Those stand-in comments reeked of Jessica's PR team. Oddly, the vitriol didn't faze me. Hate came with the territory, just keep it away from my family. As for being a replacement, pure fiction. Early in our arrangement, Jason's excessive kindness made me uneasy. Once, tipsy after an industry dinner, I'd asked if I resembled someone from his past. He'd pulled me into his lap, flicking my forehead. Quit method acting. I don't do the whole look-alike lover cliché. When I pressed about other women, he'd snorted. Do I look bored to you? That reassurance had sustained me for months. Maybe Jason didn't love me, perhaps it was convenience or novelty, but during our time together, there'd been no one else. I could endure not being cherished, but never complete erasure. My scheduled variety show appearance got axed due to the scandal. Now I hibernated in my hotel, genuinely fearing unhinged fans. 2 years ago, after playing an unhinged villain so convincingly that viewers claimed I weren't acting, someone had lobbed a wasp nest at me during a leg injury. Jason arrived within minutes, torching his $50K Brioni suit to smoke out the insects. I shook my head sharply. Why was I still thinking about him? Scrolling through notifications revealed endless supportive messages from colleagues. None from Jason. Of course not, I'd blocked him everywhere. Tossing my phone aside, I sulked. If he wanted to reach me, a man of his resources could find a way. He simply didn't care. By the windowsill, I dissected my own contradictions, this messy tangle of pride and longing. The city lights blurred as rain streaked the glass, mirroring the chaos within. Deep down I knew it was impossible, yet couldn't help clinging to that sliver of hope. There was this persistent feeling that maybe, just maybe, he cared about me too. After all, he'd braved the icy winds to be with me during last year's New Year's Eve celebrations when families traditionally reunite. My first New Year with Jason had been hectic. With my packed schedule, I'd stayed at South Bay residences instead of visiting family. That night, I'd been drifting in and out of sleep when the click of the front door jolted me awake. Heart pounding, I grabbed my bedside lamp and crept toward the entryway. There stood Jason in his tailored coat, snowflakes still clinging to his shoulders. His eyebrow arched at the lamp in my hand. Charming welcome for the holidays, he teased. I dropped the lamp and leaped into his arms, swallowing my questions about his sudden appearance. Did you read my mind? I whispered instead. He carried me toward the bedroom, his breath warm against my ear. Let me check where exactly you missed me. Outside. Winter raged. Inside, our laughter melted the cold. When he emerged from the shower later, I was already half asleep. His lips brushed my forehead as he tucked a red envelope beneath my pillow. Happy New Year, Sophie. For the first time without my parents, I didn't feel alone. 3 days into my hotel quarantine, I'd almost ventured out for supplies when my agent Jessica's message stopped me. The Jessica Chin scandal I'd been tangled in kept erupting with new accusations. Director Matt Brown, the creep I'd stabbed in the thigh with broken glass years ago, was now claiming I'd seduced him for roles before trading up to some mysterious sugar daddy. Sophie, please, Jessica begged during our call. Just reach out to Jason. This could disappear with one phone call from him. My throat tightened. Previous rumors had always been smothered before spreading. This wildfire growth told me everything. He's getting married, I said quietly. Cutting me loose probably relieved him. Jessica sighed. Without damage control, you'll be unhireable for years. We both knew she was right. After hanging up, I skimmed the trending insults. How's this trash not cancelled? Only slept her way up. Sugar daddy got bored, I bet. A few supporters drowned in the hate tsunami. My fingers trembled as I drafted the statement. To those following this mess, I never slept with Matt Brown. As a naive newcomer, I signed predatory contracts. When my agent forced me to entertain him, I fought back with whatever I could grab. He moved on to other girls afterward. I managed to help 2 escape. This isn't about heroism, just warning others. Leave my family alone. No affairs. No being someone's replacement. We've broken up. That's all. I posted it and powered off my phone. Curling against the bay window, exhaustion hit like a freight train despite doing nothing. The winter sun glared through frost patterns, casting prison bar shadows across the carpet. Somewhere beyond these walls, my career was crumbling, and the man who could stop it was probably picking out china patterns with his fiancée. I drifted off to sleep and found myself dreaming. Back then, my career was on the rise. Sophie's big break came when Jessica landed her supporting role in a blockbuster film, though minor. The character became audience favorite. Capitalizing on the momentum, Jessica booked her variety shows and commercials. During dinner with investors, we ran into an old acquaintance, Matt. He transitioned from directing to producing and even changed his name. That night, I witnessed a disheveled young woman fleeing his private room. Shielding her behind me, I raised my phone camera. She whispered another girl remained inside. I retrieved both. Matt knew better than to confront me with Jason's backing. Though aware this might inconvenience Jason and potentially backfire if he chose not to intervene, I couldn't walk away. If I hadn't been there, it'd be different. But witnessing injustice and ignoring it? That would haunt me forever. Both girls later disappeared from the industry without trace. When I confessed this to Jason, expecting reproach, he surprised me with an amused grin. Feisty now, aren't we? His only admonishment next time: bring backup. Cornered rats bite. Though shaken afterward, an odd courage lingered, Jason's unspoken support fueling it. Early in my career, anonymity and secrecy about our relationship made me easy prey on sets. I endured petty humiliations, telling myself words couldn't bruise, until Jason visited during filming and overheard a crew member's snide remarks. He summoned the man, commanding, "Insult her back." Now, stammering at first, I gained momentum under Jason's steady gaze, unleashing pent-up frustrations until he physically dragged me away, eyes crinkling with suppressed laughter. What? Save rage for tumors? I won't always be here. Return every insult doubled. Can't handle it? Tell me. His finger tapped my collarbone. I don't even make you cry. Why let strangers? Sunlight caught his eyes that day, molten gold swirling with pride. My heart split open, love pouring through the fissure. The memory dissolved as Jessica's call startled me awake. Tear-soaked pillow beneath my cheek. Sophie. Sweetheart. Her voice vibrated through the receiver. Have you checked Twitter? Jason's personally eviscerating your haters. If he proposes, say yes, I beg you. I'll eat salads forever if you two stay together. Dazed, I smiled until a new notification flashed. Open the door. Frozen. I peered through the peephole. Jason leaned against the hallway wall, devastatingly handsome. My trembling fingers turned the knob. He scanned my tear-streaked face, calloused thumb brushing my cheek. I haven't even spoken, he murmured. And your waterworks incarnate. Master manipulator. As he guided me inside, I pretended nonchalance. Why are you here? Draping his suit jacket over the couch, he rolled up sleeves. Let's discuss your biased refereeing. I scooted away, muttering, you always take sides. Damn right I do. His laugh held edges. When have I ever sided against you? You were so busy clawing Jessica's eyes out. You didn't notice her acrylics aiming for your face. Let her scratch you? You'd flood the apartment crying over one pimple. The revelation stunned me. Heat flooded my cheeks, equal parts shame and stubbornness. Then why didn't you say anything at the time? Jason let out another cold laugh. Was it me not speaking or you not listening? You'd already vanished by the time I chased after you. Funny how you're never this eager when coming to see me normally. And now you want me to move out. Sophie, you're the first person in history to ditch your benefactor mid-arrangement. My defiance wavered, but I still jutted my chin. You didn't come find me these past few days. When I got cyber-bullied earlier, you didn't care either. Too busy with your arranged marriage. Weren't you? Why bother coming back? I won't be the other woman. He yanked me closer, fingers digging into my cheeks as storm clouds gathered in his eyes. Who told you I'm getting married? Have my resources been inadequate? Have any gifts I've given embarrassed you? What made you think I'd sell my marriage for business connections? But everyone says. You listen to everyone but never me. His thumb brushed my lower lip. Feeling rebellious? I twisted free. You still haven't explained where you've been. He sighed. Emergency business trip to LA. A project collapsed there. Didn't intervene with Jessica's smear campaign initially because I wanted her to expose all her ammunition before crushing it. Had security stationed near your hotel these past days in case crazed fans showed up. Anything else? Ask now. The question burned my tongue. Will you marry me? Or just keep me as your trophy girlfriend forever? Jason's silence made my heart freeze. Is there conflict between those? He finally said. You come and go as you please. When have I ever restricted you? I stared at my hands. But you never wear the couple's ring I chose. Reaching into his discarded suit jacket, Jason produced 2 handcrafted bands from its inner pocket, the mismatched silver rings I'd bought from a street vendor during film festival week. Mine stayed on except during shoots, his had remained conspicuously absent. "I kept them here," he said, tapping his chest. "Because you wanted privacy. This design's too distinctive." He closed the distance between us. "I didn't know if you wanted marriage. That's why I brought you to William's engagement party, to gauge your reaction. If you needed more time, we could wait. Instead, you channeled all that fire at me." His voice dropped. "You're all polite smiles for strangers. Yet bare your claws at me? Special treatment. Sophie?" Our eyes met. Molten gold melting steel. When he pulled me into an embrace, I buried my face in his custom-tailored shirt. "Enough drama, sweetheart," he murmured against my hair. I nodded, throat tight. Years of being his exception had spoiled me rotten. This all-consuming need to remain his priority terrified me. One perceived slip and I'd unravel. By morning, my agent's texts flooded in. Not only was my variety show reinstated, but 3 new endorsements materialized. Trending searches overflowed with #OpenTheDoor sequel demands. Our PR team stoked shipping culture while biding time to dismantle Jessica's lies. Jason held my hand openly as we left his penthouse. Paparazzi flashes sparkling like champagne bubbles. I'd braced for another fight upon returning home. But reality proved crueler. The walk-in closet gaped empty. Dresser drawers hung like slack jaws. Even his limited edition Patek Philippe had vanished from the nightstand. Did we get robbed? I stared at the void. Why take only your stuff? Jason leaned against the doorframe, amusement dancing in his eyes. You gave me 7 days to move out. Wouldn't dare disobey. Who knows when my belongings might end up curbside? His smile turned razor sharp. After all, I pay no rent here. No deed either. Clearly, I'm the squatter. Listening to his sarcastic remarks, I felt utterly mortified. He'd moved out fearing I wouldn't return, and now this whole charade was just to mess with me. Knowing I was in the wrong, I obediently tugged his sleeve to ask him back. By afternoon, everything was restored. I eagerly reorganized his ties by color while Jason went to the office. Catching up on variety shows at home, since I'd soon be a guest. I was surprised when Emily called inviting me to dinner. Given the recent media frenzy, I was shocked she'd personally picked me up at South Bay Estates. Jason had warned about past stalker incidents, but her drastic attitude shift puzzled me. Over wine at the restaurant, Emily raised her glass. "Miss Turner, I owe you an apology. I believed malicious rumors that caused misunderstandings and harm." It clicked, Jessica must have poisoned her against me. Clinking glasses. I accepted. Dinner revealed Emily's surprisingly straightforward nature. When asked about her change of heart, she admitted reviewing the cyberbullying comments. Most accusations were baseless, clearly orchestrated. Especially that nonsense about Jason seeing you as my replacement. She laughed. They'd grown up with the Song brothers. Their families close, though parents pushed for marriage alliances. Emily's career focus made her indifferent until learning Jason opposed it. Recent visits to Jessica's film set exposed her diva behavior, while crew members praised my approachability. Post-dinner, we encountered Jason and the Song brothers. Apologizing to Brian for the engagement party fight, he dismissed it politely. Kevin's lingering looks at Emily became obvious when inviting us to his bar. Emily's tipsy, better call her a ride, I declared. Kevin immediately volunteered. In the car, I asked Jason about their tension. He played with my fingers. Focus on me instead. They'll figure it out. When I teased, "Aren't you tired of this?" he abruptly raised the partition. Already bored. Sophie? His dangerous smirk returned. Seems someone's begging for trouble. My laughter faded as he dragged me closer. Let's just say my vocal cords got thorough exercise that night. 3 days later, PR teams released bulletproof evidence debunking every scandal. Meanwhile, Jessica's empire crumbled. Leaked documents exposed her as a madam procuring girls for Matthew and sugar daddies. Watching the fight footage, I gasped. Emily had been yanked into the fray. Taking slaps meant for me. Apologizing through giggles via text. She replied with eye-roll emojis. As online apologies flooded in, one blurry photo caught my eye, me in a flimsy dress filming wirework. Jason waiting nearby with a down jacket. Gaze tender. The grainy image showed my younger self, unaware of the storm ahead. I was absolutely devastated when I realized Jason had been head over heels in love with me 2 years prior. Staring at the photo, I suddenly remembered this was taken during my first 6 months in the industry. We'd been filming outdoor scenes in flimsy period costumes during sub-zero temperatures, with industrial fans blowing for that ethereal effect. After days of shooting, I developed high fever and called Jason in delirium. He arrived that same night. The next day happened to be my day off. He stayed at the hotel caring for me all day. Though slightly recovered, I still had outdoor scenes left. Being a newcomer, I refused to delay production. Jason never protested, just waited by the set daily with a down jacket, wrapping me between himself and the coat after every take. He stayed 3 days until all my exterior shots wrapped. That winter was brutally cold, yet all I remember is his warm, steady embrace. Smiling foolishly at the photo, I saved it. As the news cycle moved on, my work continued, next being a popular outdoor variety show. During makeup, fire alarms suddenly blared through the backstage area. Thick smoke spread as chaos erupted. Amidst the jostling crowd, someone yanked me into a storage closet. Jessica stood there in a hoodie, face haggard with a bruise on the corner of her mouth. Noticing she carried no weapons, I leaned against a crate away from the door. "Sophie, you must be feeling pretty smug." "Huh?" she rasped. "Career, fame, love, you've got it all. Life's just life." I shrugged. Jessica suddenly laughed until tears streamed down her face. "You probably don't remember me. We were in the same group sent to entertain clients that night. Jason took you away while I remained trapped in that room. Sometimes I wonder, what if he'd chosen me instead?" Her voice turned venomous. "Do you know how much I hate you? Why do you get everything while she choked. "I just wanted to pay my brother's medical bills." I blinked, genuinely not recalling her from that blurred memory of crowded hostess bars. "How's your brother now?" "Dead." She wiped her nose defiantly. "Died before I could make it big." Gazing out the grimy window, I sighed. "I got luckier. Without Jason, I might not have survived as well as you did, becoming a B-list starlet through sheer grit. But I know this much, even drowning in hell, I'd never drag others down with me." Jessica froze, perhaps remembering the girls she'd recruited to those velvet-lined prison cells. "What choice did I have?" she hissed. "I'd have been discarded otherwise, rotting in some ditch." Edging toward the door, I found her making no move to stop me. As I turned the knob, she sighed. Fate plays favorites. When I paused, she tossed an envelope at my feet. Wind whipped her hair as she grinned through tears. "Sophie, I loathe you, but you're the only one who'd help." How pathetic is that? She stepped onto the windowsill. "No regrets. No redemption. I just want those animals dead." Before I could react, she jumped. Strong arms pulled me into a familiar embrace as I crumpled, tears streaming without knowing why. Jessica's final gift was a dossier detailing an extensive sex trafficking ring from coercive contracts to forced prostitution. I alerted authorities and released the documents under her name. The ensuing investigation made national headlines, with many mourning Jessica while others remained skeptical. Through it all, I kept remembering her wind-tossed hair and that broken, triumphant smile at the end. I didn't keep following the story. I hadn't experienced her pain and couldn't condone her actions. But I hoped the girl locked in that small room that night would find freedom. Life and work carried on as usual. 6 months later, I won Best Actress. What I didn't expect was Jason presenting the award. The moment he appeared, the entire venue erupted, not just fans. But even fellow actors and hosts started shipping us wildly. He handed me the trophy. Eyes sparkling. Congratulations, Sophie. May your acting career continue to soar. Another wave of cheers crashed over us. Accepting the award, I felt my eyes burn and paused a few seconds before giving my speech. Another actor had shared the stage with me during the ceremony. When we stepped down, he instinctively offered his arm. Jason shot a glance his way, making the poor guy widen his eyes, retract his hand, and scurry off. Walking to Jason's side, I teased, "Why did you have to scare the poor guy?" He guided me forward with an arm around my waist. Deadpanning. Scare him? I was just admiring how pale his hands looked. Back in my seat, I sneak-checked Twitter. As expected, the internet had exploded. GIFs of the actor's hasty hand retraction circulated wildly. Sharp-eyed netizens noticed my ring wasn't a brand sponsorship, sparking theories about Jason having proposed. Truth was, we'd already gotten married. Last week, I'd woken to find a new ring on my finger, not the pair we picked out before. When I asked why he didn't use our original one-of-a-kind in the universe set, he'd fastened his watch calmly. This is also one of a kind in the universe. Don't like it? Pretending to pout. I'd challenged. What if I wanted to exchange it? He'd chuckled, pinching my waist. Grow 10 more fingers today, and I'll cover them all. Little gold digger. We'd rushed to the courthouse the next morning after my event wrapped. Now, as the awards ceremony ended, Jason draped his jacket over my shoulders, amusement dancing in his gaze. Let's go home, Mrs. Wilson. End.